guys, Ashley Marie Bowden here for The Buzz. We are in studio with an R&B legend whose sound and classic hits helped shape a generation. And he continues to wow audiences with every performance. Please help me welcome to the studio, Jon B.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm very well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, thank you for being here. This is a treat. It's been 6 years since the last time I had a chance to sit down and interview you. So this is a treat for me.
Oh, always a pleasure.
Yes, absolutely. And I want to say congratulations. You are really in your winning season right now. Like, you are killing it. So many wins. We're going to get into all of them.
Thank you.
But first off, congratulations on the 30-year anniversary of your debut album, Bonafide.
Yeah.
Looking back, does it feel like 30 years?
Yeah, the 30 years passed like, they say time flies when you're having fun, right?
Okay. Yes. And you've had some fun.
Yeah, we definitely have. I mean, making music is the funnest thing of all that I really enjoy the most is crafting the songs.
Yeah.
It starts with sounds, it starts with drum beats, it starts with, an idea for a theme or a feeling. And but to continue that tradition and to not stop, but just to kind of be like this conveyor belt of music that's coming down, it's like album after album, it's not going to stop. The inspiration is there, and that's what I'm most grateful for is to have the love for what I do, you know what I mean, still.
When you think back to that time, what stands out most to you about that era for you in life and in your career professionally?
Well, what stands out to me thinking back to the beginning is the first time going through everything, first time being to Europe, first time going to England and seeing those red double-decker buses driving around. I'm like, this is so crazy. And then going to Southeast Asia. On my first album, we did a whole Southeast Asian run. It was everywhere from Bangkok to Japan to, Manila, Philippines. I mean, it was incredible. Singapore. It was amazing to have number ones in Spain and in Barcelona, in Madrid and things like that. So that was at the very beginning. So it was very, very, there wasn't a lot of time to adjust or figure it out. It was, you're in it. So here's your first press junket with like 40 people that want to ask questions. And, there's 20 microphones in front of your face and you're an 18, 19-year-old kid. You know what I mean? Going through it for the first time is the main thing.
Yeah. How'd you handle that pressure? Because also being international on your first album is wild. That's incredible.
It really was. And it is, to be able to go to these countries still to this day, and go over to England and play shows in England. Very soon we're gonna hit the European leg of my tour.
Amazing.
And that's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is a lot to take on at that age, which is kind of why I was a little reluctant to be an artist at first. I knew, I had an idea in my mind of what that must be like, that added pressure of being the artist. So I was much more the behind the scenes guy, guy. You know what I mean? I was producing and writing for not just myself, but for whoever needed the production. So, yeah.
Now that you've experienced both sides of things, being in front of the camera and behind the scenes, do you have a preference?
I prefer behind the scenes.
Do you still?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I love being an artist because it's a tool for my music. It's I don't have to ask somebody if they like a song. You know what I mean? Do you dig it? Do you like? No, I dig it. I made it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So it's easiest to produce myself. Yeah, it's easiest to produce myself and write for myself.
Now, back in the day, when you first were hot on the scene, like just initially, everyone was calling you White Chocolate and Blue-Eyed Soul. Obviously terms of endearment, but did you view it that way at that time? Did you lean into it?
Let's look at it like this. I'm coming into a world that already exists. You know what I mean? We have Bobby Caldwell, with Tina Marie. I'm sure they got the same thing. And so yeah, it was an adjustment, but it wasn't like I hadn't been called that before in high school, and people telling me, oh, pretty soulful for a white boy. No, I mean, I'm your brother from another mother, so I said, it's all right.
Okay.
And I think a lot of people were kind of shocked to find out that I actually, wasn't black. A lot of people, I get that all the time. They're like, I thought you was black all this time. I'm like, well, I can be if you want.
Yeah, right. No, you look like a light-skinned brother.
Hey, peace. I appreciate that.
You can
know?
pass for a light skin.
I think that's what I relate to the most
Yeah.
is Black culture because I
culture.
grew up in it. My girlfriends, the families that the girlfriends had coming into their households, and
Yeah.
all my friends, a lot of my friends, a lot of my colleagues, and the people I work with in the studio, and bands I've had.
Yeah.
So it's There's some white friends too. I'm not
Yeah.
knocking my but I've lived a colorless life or a color-filled life of so many different colors
Yeah.
that I don't really even see color.
Right.
I really don't, unless a person shows me where their spirit is, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's like that. All right, well,
Right.
that's why I'm over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm in control of myself. So
Love that.
yeah, I have respect for people though. That's really what it comes down to is I still have humility and I still have respect.
You do, yeah.
Appreciate it.
I've noticed that both of my, well, I've had more than 2 encounters with you, but each encounter has been like just filled with humility and kindness, and
Thank you.
I can testify to that.
Cheers, man. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. What song or songs or artist would you say inspired you to want to pursue R&B music specifically?
Well, I always cite Babyface because he was the songwriter, the producer and the artist. And that's kind of like what I, set out to do. It wasn't at first my goal to just be solo artist. I was trying to start groups in high school and have harmony groups. And that was always kind of like the way I saw myself was part of something. But when it was time to step up to the plate and be an artist, it was I have to say, I can't give anyone, the credit that he deserves, really. He was the number one person I was sort of influenced by. Being that he was such a heavy influence on me, I really feel like I followed in his footsteps, in that sense of being self-contained artist and producer. And,
Okay. Speaking of Babyface, Someone to Love, great collaboration.
Thank you.
What do you remember most about that recording session? And once you heard the final product, what was your reaction?
Oh, wow. Well, I'll answer the first question is, that basically, one thing that stands out is me not knowing that he was gonna actually sing on the record with me, and I didn't know it was gonna be a duet. It was a surprise in the studio while we were making it, because he usually does a demo of the song where he'll do he'll show you how to, sing the record by singing it down real quick. So it's called a rough, right?
Right.
And so he sang the rough down for me to understand how to sing the first verse. And that was great. Went in there. It was fairly easy to sing, and I did my thing, and he loved it. And then it was time for me to do the second verse. And he went in to show me how to do that. But it was like, the way he was singing it is the way you hear it on the record. And I said, this sounds like a, because I'm such a Babyface fan that I was like pumped. I was like, man, this is a record for him, you know what I mean? Like, this is just gonna be a great record, period. I'm glad to even be a part of the background vocals if need be, if we need to make this for him.
Yeah.
But he was like, but I was like, I have to sing that now? Like after he finished singing it, I said, what am I gonna do if I have to sing that? And he goes, yeah, I think we're gonna leave it like that. And I said, what, you gonna be on the record with me? And he's like, yeah. I said, oh my. I was just like, oh my gosh. So it blew me away, and then when I heard the mix and finished, bells and whistles and polished up, it was, the first time hearing it on the radio, I rolled my window down and I just thank God, I thank the universe. It was like, man, so blessed, you know what I mean?
That's an amazing moment. Now let's talk about collaborations, because that was obviously a collaboration early on in your career, but not even on the topic necessarily of collaborations, but let's talk about features and younger artists featuring you, which happens quite often because your music is what it is. It's great. The Weeknd recently used one of your songs on his album.
He sampled, a little piece of my record. Someone to Love, actually. We were just speaking of it. Yeah, he took a little sample. Mike Dean is actually the producer of the record, and that's a homie of mine from way back. And yeah, it was cool. He called me up. He's like, I sampled your voice on I Hope You Don't Mind, and I said, absolutely, man. For what project? And he said, The Weeknd. I was like,
Oh my gosh.
okay, yeah, that's kind of cool, bro. All right, what's up? And so they played it for me, and it was my voice basically sped up. They kind of like made it sound like a, like you know how they chop records up and they speed the vocal up, make it sound like but it was kind of cool because I heard it. It was the bridge line where I was, for once in my life, I wouldn't let love inside. That part, he sampled that part and sped it up. It's like a little Chipmunk Boys version.
Yeah.
But still, just to be, a fly on the wall to something amazing for me is still an amazing opportunity. So yeah, I don't take it for granted.
Yeah, I think it speaks to how timeless and classic your voice is and your music is.
Thank you.
And still 30 years later,
well, I was
still making an impact.
Thank you, man. I was told, Mike Dean told me at first, he's like, yeah, Weeknd tried to re-sing your part so we wouldn't have to sample it, but he didn't like it as much. He wanted to keep it the original. So I was like, I'm so glad that you kept it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the Jon B sauce.
Oh, man, that's what's up, man. Well, I'm a big Weeknd fan, so it's nice to be able to be a part of his, his new project. That's cool.
Absolutely, that's amazing. Congratulations on that, too.
Thank you, thank you.
So, all right, so let's talk about the new album, Waiting on You. Now, you waited 10 years to put this record out. How does this project reflect how you are or where you are personally and creatively?
It reflects where I'm at creatively and personally by the way that how true to life it is. It's very, very much where my head is at. I'm very much still a romanticist. I'm still very much a committed, happily married man. A father as well. So there's a lot of maturity in this album that comes with age and comes with experience and at the same time, there's a great deal of I still have so much appreciation, and I feel so privileged to get the opportunity to still sing like I have.
Yeah.
That I wanted to kind of write a love letter, if you will, to my fans, with this album, as a way of saying thank you for for staying with me all these years and staying loyal and just coming to the shows and buying the music and not turning the channel if you hear me on the radio. You turn up the volume or whatever. That's a beautiful thing. So yeah, I mean, this album is just a continuation of doing what I've done for years, which is just love on the music and let the music love on me.
Yes, and it's loving on all of us too.
Right.
Yes. All right. Now on the album, Now, let me ask you this about the name first before we get into collabs. Waiting on You, you waited 10 years. So the time frame and the name of the album, is there a correlation there?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, Waiting on You felt right, being that I waited 10 years. But it's more like I'm saying to myself, waiting on you is waiting on the moment and waiting on the listener to come back into this, this little world we share together, Okay. And it's an atmosphere that I'm trying to, and a feeling that I want to create for people so that they want to feel that way again. Put that music on, man.
And fans were waiting. We were waiting. We were like, we need this Jon B.
And I was too.
It was giving Rihanna. How everyone is knocking at Rihanna, like, hey, where's the album?
You know what? It kind of felt kind of cool to be anticipated like that, in terms of like, because we went through so much over the last 10 years. It's been so much. So it's nice to have a little pocket of time where you feel the timing is right.
Right.
And it says, my song, Waiting on You says, always on time for me.
Yes.
Your love is, because it really is true. It's like, it may seem late when it shows up, but it's always on time.
Always on time.
You know what I mean?
Yes, it was. Now let's get into the collaborations. You've got some heavy hitters. You have Rick Ross, Donnell Jones, Alex Isley. How did those collabs come together? And what did each one of those artists, because they're all very unique in their own way, what did each one bring to the table?
Well, I was so fortunate to be able to work with all these guys. I mean, and lady, and this fine young lady. Alex Isley, she just popped up at my studio one night with a friend, a mutual friend. And I played her the song Show Me. And I said, this is the part that I had in mind for you, you know, this first verse. And I hope you like it, but if you don't necessarily like the verses, I know how your pen game is. And so if you want to rewrite it, it's up to you completely, you know. I just love your voice. And so she was like, let me hear it. So played it for her. She said, I love it, and I don't want to change it. I want to do it just like that. So that's exactly what we did. And yeah, man, we recorded that really quickly, and she was just a pleasure to work with in the studio.
That song is so pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
y'all's voices flow together beautifully on that song.
Thank you. That's like one of those meditation records where you know you almost put that on and get into a lotus position. You know,
No, it's great.
yeah.
Now the
Jake,
next,
thank you.
yeah, absolutely. The next single. Well, before we move on, what about Ross?
Oh, I was gonna say,
yeah.
yeah, I didn't finish answering your
Yeah.
question. Yeah, no, I mean, Ross was just absolutely the universe, you know, that's God, man, working it out for me as he always does, and blessing me with these opportunities, like these legendary opportunities, like working with Tupac and working with Nas, and you know what I mean? That's just to name a few, but now Ross is on the list of, you know, me being a huge hip hop head, you know, it means the most to me, you know, when I make the beat, you know what I mean? I have this idea, this dream that is not yet finished, and then I go share the dream, the idea with Ross at his house. He welcomed me in his crib, you know, and I can't even call it a crib. It's more like his kingdom.
That place is huge. That place is huge.
You know what I mean? So it was definitely really dope to, you know, walk into his, you know, his sanctuary and be welcomed by him, you know, and told, you know, shake a hand, you know what I'm saying? Man to man, shake a hand and be like, I really look forward to collaborating with you, bro. And he was like, likewise, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, the record came back to me and had the Maybach music stamp on there and everything. I was like, okay, like this is really happening, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and yeah, Donnell Jones and Tank, both of those guys are good friends of mine for years, you know. And Tank and I have collaborated in the past on other albums. Back in 2004, we collaborated with he wrote my song Lately for me, that back in 2004. And he also sang a duet with me on the album, which is the title track for that album called Stronger Every Day.
Okay.
Yeah, but on Waiting on You, we hooked up because I went to his podcast for R&B Money, chopped it up, great conversation, and you know, I played him the record and I said, bro, I got to give you your flowers, you know, because you are a huge influence on me. You already know that, you know, but I want to show you what I've been doing, you know, lately. So I played it for him and he's like, yo, that reminds me of like a They Don't Know. And I said, what? That's like the greatest compliment, right? He could have given me. But he's like, I want to be on that. And I said, are you serious, bro? Like, I thought at first he might have just been in the moment and feeling good. But he pulled up to the studio about a week later. And not only did he not want to change anything, but he just wanted to add the bridge. So he put the R&B Bridge of Life on there, and then also played piano and bass and strings on there for me. So he even got involved with that, you know, with the musical part of it, which I really appreciated. And yeah, just shot the video. You know, it's even better when you shoot the video because then people know this is a real single. Right. You know what I'm saying? And this is really coming out. You know, it'd been a long time since I had charted on the charts. We got up to, I think it was number 2 on the R&B charts.
Wow.
Yeah, it was cool for a little
amazing.
while. Yeah, I'll take it.
How'd you celebrate that?
How do we celebrate? You know, it's always nice to just be at home with my family, you know, or with the family, no matter what we do, you know, whether it's, you know, swimming at the home or, you know, we're going to a restaurant somewhere and just having dinner together, you know, or maybe I'm cooking dinner or something. Who knows? Yeah, and my little one, she's also the chef. My 11-year-old, she's an amazing cook already.
Is she?
So she's always chefing something up and, you know what I mean, trying to, you know, do something with the leftovers. And
y'all might have to do a little
collaboration. I'm trying to tell you, that's on its way.
That would be dope.
Yeah.
That would be so dope. All right, so the next single on the album is going to be Chosen.
Yeah, yeah.
And you have a video slated to come out very soon.
Very, very soon, yes.
And it features Jessica White, right?
Jessica White is in the video. She is the muse for the video, yes. And yeah, you know, with the video, speaking of the videos, it's been such a pleasure to do so many for this album. We have like 7 videos for this album.
Amazing.
So yeah, there's lots of visual, which is different for me. You know, usually I'll have 3 or 4 and that'll be it. But we wanted to do something, you know, it's a whole lot cheaper to make videos now than it was in the 90s. You know what I mean? So yeah, you got to take advantage of that. And so we went down to the beach and shot, you know, in Palos Verdes, in like a private cove area. We shot down there. We went to Hawaii. We shot in Kauai. Yeah, and out there with the local, you know, indigenous people. You know, a guy who's actually a very tribal kind of leader type of dude, and he was like, let's do because it was Travis and Sam that directed the video along with Tragic Vision and my man Nico, and yeah, I said I want to do something exotic. You know, I want to do something that's like, I want to get my Indiana Jones on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to go out there and, you know, in the jungle or something. You know, it's something. You know, and
I can't wait to see the wardrobe.
oh, it's crazy because you know what the thing is like it's not what you think. It's actually like high fashion.
Oh, really?
It's high fashion.
So it's a vibe.
Yeah, it's a vibe. Yeah. My stylist, between my wife and being my stylist, like she's like the only one that dresses me, right? But then there's this one particular, well, there's 2 particular people. Cornelius is his name. He's an amazing fashion guy, but he's also builds clothes. He, you know, designs them. So we designed some one of a kind pieces for some of these videos, and so big up my man Cornelius. And I also want to big up Angel because she styled the Chosen video. Okay. And the clothes in that are particularly like, that's chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss, yes.
I felt very good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Jessica looks just, you know, she's a no-brainer.
She's Jessica doing Jessica.
She's doing Jessica. She's giving us Chosen vibes.
Yes.
She's definitely all that.
And I just love, I want to say, and I've told you this before, I just love that you have always been intentional about highlighting and honoring Black women.
Oh, yes.
And I'm going to give you your flowers for that.
Thank you.
Why has that been so important for you?
Well, that's my taste, you know. That's how I've dated all my life, you know what I mean? I've always been in interracial relationships, and I'm in an 18-year-old marriage now, you know. So I want to celebrate my wife, you know. I want to celebrate her likeness, you know what I'm saying, and keep it real like that, because for me, I just feel that that's, you know, that's my taste. That's what I want to, you know, show the world, and I'm proud of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not at all shy with that. You know, that's something that is like, I have a song called Cocoa Brown. You know what I mean? That I wrote for. The Cocoa Browns are all complexions. Yeah. And you know, I'm a person guy. Like I said, I don't really see color, but if I'm gonna speak on it, I have no shyness with that.
Right.
I'm ready to give flowers to those, you know, those people who deserve it. You know what I'm saying? And the ladies are so, I mean, females in general, you guys are the inspiration behind my music. You know what I mean? So, and it always has been that way. You've been the muse, you know, the whole time. So why not give you your flowers and say thank you? You know what I'm saying?
So. We love it.
Thank you.
All right. So now you're currently on the Pick Me Up tour with special guest Shay Universe.
Yes.
Y'all are in select cities.
Yes. Yes. I mean, it's been cool to play House of Blues again. You know, we just finished with Chicago and Cleveland, House of Blues out there, and playing venues all around. Sacramento, we've been, you know, just about everywhere. You know, Georgia, we're coming to the ATL soon. We're going to be, where else? New York next week. Yeah.
All over.
Yeah.
All over. What's the energy been like on the road this time around, would you say?
Sold out shows. Well,
amazing.
that's amazing to see. to see the people come out in the numbers that they are, and also the age, the demographic is incredible. I mean, because I see young kids at my show that are like in their 20s, but they're rocking with their, you know, their counterparts of, like, I don't know if it's family members or whatever, but you'll see an older person there too as well. I mean, I have them all the way up to 60, you know what I mean? They come into my show, so it's crazy. It's like from 20 to 60 demographic, which is wild.
Yeah.
And I'm looking out in the audience and I see all the walks of life, you know what I'm saying? I'm seeing all races, I'm seeing all ages, I'm seeing, you know, ladies, men, I'm seeing, you know, everybody just having a good time, you know what I mean? And that's what I love to see, yeah. It's been a blessing to be able to make this music, but also to be able to see the way it's affected people.
Right.
You know, they didn't forget about me. They showed up to the show and they're singing along with the songs, and I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
Can't ask for more.
No one's going to forget about you.
I appreciate it.
That is not happening. You have remained such a consistent and respected voice in R&B for 3 decades, at least. What do you think has been the key to your longevity? So when you're seeing these different multi-generational representations of your fans, like, what would you attribute that to?
I think I want to attribute it to me just being pretty honest with my music and with my sensibility, you know, and not being able to be too proud to sort of show certain sides of myself. I think that you know, the sensitivity factor is intact, you know, and I think that people appreciate that sense of, you know, vulnerability, you know, is I think an inviting kind of quality, you know, in terms of, you know, I'm not out there beating my chest like I'm the best music, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, you're not, but like you said, it's the vulnerability, and it's, people can see the authenticity in your music, and
I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're always open about that. What still excites you about making music?
Wow, the sounds.
Okay.
You know, I love sounds, so I'm very much like, when I'm at home and I'm not making music, I'm very much like playing frequencies around the house.
Really?
Yeah, not just music, you know what I mean? It's also very important to still know that you have feelings, and that sound affects feeling, you know, it evokes feeling, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, if you're up on the frequency vibes, you know what I mean, that's what it's really about, is, you know, high vibrating frequencies, you know, higher the better, in terms of just that feeling of optimism, like, it's okay, I got this, let's go through life again today. God woke us up, gave us breath.
Yeah.
Let's wake up and approach the day with that sense of optimism, and you know, because we're all so blessed to be here and to have this experience life, you know what I mean? The music is just one of those sweet things we get to enjoy.
Yeah.
It's a present, you know what I mean? You get to open it every day. So,
Every day, yes. Music and life.
music and life.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, you recently just received the key to the city of New York. Congratulations.
That's right. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
That is wild, man.
What did that moment mean for you? And when you got the news, like, what was your reaction?
It's kind of like a double celebration, because my eldest daughter just turned 18.
Oh my gosh.
So I had her come out on stage. We surprised her with a cake and a picture, you know, on the big screen, and she looked so beautiful in that picture. We picked the perfect picture.
Yes.
I was like, that's my baby right there. That's right.
Just
We don't go
proud.
around, you know, exploiting our kids. So, but it's really nice for them to be at the age where we feel comfortable sharing, you know, our children and with the world, because they're such beautiful kids, and I'm so proud of them. So that's really what the flowers that I was, you know,
most proud of.
You know, and then the key was just a nice surprise, you know, and you know, I'm in Brooklyn, you know, it's a huge, you know, that's an important place for me in terms of all the music that's come out of there, you know, being that I'm a huge hip hop fan. You already know how Brooklyn goes with hip hop. So, man, yeah, to get the key in Brooklyn actually was kind of cool. That was absolutely very, very cool.
And your career started off with like such big hip hop R&B collabs with Tupac,
yeah,
you know, the
Nas.
obvious,
We got Nas, Jay-Z's on there. I mean, Snoop Dogg, worked with Guru, ODB before he passed. Man, I mean, I always forget all the. I mean, I've worked with like Eve. I've worked with who else? Dub C, Corrupt. Man, the list goes on and on and on.
Is there a collab you haven't done yet? Or you're like,
Oh, too many.
that you absolutely have to get
Yeah,
done?
yeah. Sade would be a dream collaboration for me. Just to be, even if I just got the chance to just, if I had to play just percussion on a record of hers, you know, like just play congas and bongos or whatever, I'd be fine with that. You know, yeah, tap the glass all the time. No, yeah, she's one of my favorite artists in the entire, universe of music. She's absolutely like the most consoling, sound that you could hear. As a man, like that's how a man wants to be spoken to, and those are the things that a man really, on the deep down on the inside, that's what you always need to hear.
Yeah.
That reassurance that I got your back.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I love her. I appreciate that from her, and also she's a huge influence on me in terms of. I think it's just her energy and the frequency that she's giving, the sultry, but also just how her music makes you feel. You know, it's really what that leaves. It leaves behind this very smooth, almost like a massage on your mind. You know what I mean? So that's what I appreciate mostly.
Yeah. Well, from your mouth to God's ears, hopefully this happen. It will happen. It will happen.
Yeah. Well, let's see. I'm looking forward to seeing how that might transpire.
It will. It'll happen. I know it will. I want to know this. Being a girl dad, because you have all girls, right?
Yeah, two girls.
Two girls. Okay. What are some lessons that you teach your girls? Maybe about relationships, like you have your 18-year-old, about love or just about life. What are some key lessons you teach the girls?
We teach the girls basically to be very independent in the sense of like, don't chase after friends. Don't, try to fit in with your friends. You don't try to fit in. You either fit in or you don't. You know what I mean? You're either gelling with these people and you have a cool hang and it's a cool vibe, or you don't chase it. You know what I mean? So they've been very fortunate to have friends growing up, but it's not the type of thing where it's about the volume of friends you have.
Right.
It's not about how popular you are. You know, it's about the quality of friendship that you have. And if you got one quality friend, man, you should be very happy about that.
Very grateful.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And as the world, as they get older in the world, they're gonna see a lot more of the friendship thing. I think that it's very. If I didn't get that part of it at the age that I did, 18, and I was more worried about, hanging out with I never went to college, right? But all my other friends were going to college. They were in the dorms. They were partying. They were, having fun. And I never got to experience that. But what I did get to do is have a very successful career early on. And I got a head start on that. Whereas a lot of people took to like their 30s, to even get to the success that I had at 18. So that's what I tell my kids is don't sleep on your dreams. Prioritize for your dreams, and start now so you don't have to start later. You know what I mean?
That's amazing. 30 years in the business, what is something that fans don't know about you?
After 30 years of the business, something my fans don't know about me is that they probably know from seeing the video Priceless or something like that, but I love yachts. I love boats. I love the ocean. My wife took me to Monaco very recently. We went to the south of France, and she knows how much I love these multi-million-dollar yachts that are just in the harbor. And we stayed at a hotel where, of course, you're just overlooking the whole thing, and I'm just sitting there dreaming and I'm manifesting is what's happening. I'm gonna have one of those one day. You know
absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You have to invite us all out.
Yeah, okay. Yacht party. But
Yacht
we are gonna
party.
have a cruise. We are doing a cruise, and I'm excited to tell people about.
Yeah, tell us about it.
Yeah, it's gonna happen 2026, Valentine's Day.
Okay.
So it's a Valentine's Day, little 3-day joint. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go out of Long Beach Port, and we're gonna go to Catalina, and we're gonna go to Ensenada, Mexico. And
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna perform. It's gonna be up and close and personal, you know, and yeah.
That sounds really
It's-
romantic and nice.
That's where the romance is gonna happen right there. So you definitely want to get your tickets right there.
Yeah.
And that the new album is available now. I want to let everybody know. Go check the new album out. You know, listen to the songs, let it sink in, so that by the time you get on the cruise, that's like the music that you already know you jamming when you get on that boat.
You already know what songs to like.
Yeah,
this
you know,
song.
yeah. And I will say that this album has kind of like that very luxurious kind of energy to it.
It does.
Where you could put this on in your cabin, or you know, and look at the ocean on the outside. It's just gonna blend so perfectly. That's like the perfect vision for me. Would be to see my fans getting to enjoy not only the album, but just the beauty that exists on the ocean, the sunsets, you know, the stars at nighttime, you know, out on with the water and the breeze and all that. Oh man, it's just incredible.
Yeah, just an elevated experience. Waiting
right.
on You is an elevated experience.
That's it. I'm waiting on this experience. Let's go.
All right, one message that you want to share with your fans, your day one fans, and those just joining the journey.
Well, to everyone out there who's enjoyed this music, however I've been able to touch you in your life, you know, I'm just so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be an artist, to even be someone that is known in the world or even just appreciated is a special thing no matter what you do, you know, and in this case, I'm a musician. You know, I love my music, so the fact that y'all love it too, man, that's just the rocket boosters I need behind me to continue to do what I love, you know.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. Always
Thank
a
you.
pleasure and an honor.
Always a pleasure.
To sit down and chat with you. Don't forget to check out Jon B's latest album, Waiting on You. It's available on all streaming platforms. I'm Ashley Marie Bowden. Until next time.
What's up, everybody? I'm Jon B, and you just been buzzed.